What up though, YouTube? I'm back at y'all with another one. Just want to let y'all know that I hear y'all in them comments, and I appreciate all my people who subscribing. But I'm finna hit y'all with another video. One of my most popular videos was my SS Camaro seat install that I did on my Monte Carlo. Got a lot of questions in the comments about what parts I used and what wires I gotta hook up to make the seats move and to get the heated seats to work and all of that. Well, today I'm finna hit y'all with another one. I done got me another project that I'm working on. Got me an El Camino. What is like an 84 El Camino. And I just picked up these seats. I got one seat right here in the front on the passenger side, kind of in my way while I'm driving. And then I got my other one bent over in the back seat. I'm finna take my bench seat out and replace it with these SS buckets. Show y'all the tools y'all need, everything you need to get these late model SS Camaro seats in y'all G bodies. I think these seats came out of a 2017 Camaro. The seats I got in my Monte Carlo came out of a 2011. Once I get these to the house, I'm gonna cut y'all back on, show y'all what tools we need and what we need to do to get these seats up in this car. Before we get started, I'm gonna make a run to the Home Depot, show y'all what I gotta grab from up out of here. Alright, here we go. On the Monte Carlo, I use something like this. It's flat bar. But this ain't gonna work on this El Camino because the seats that I used on the Monte Carlo came out like a 2012 Camaro, and this just so happened to work. I tried to use this with my seats and it didn't work, so I'm up here making a second run. You wanna get this right here. At least a 16 gauge. Now, shit, if you got something that cut real good, you can use this. But this gonna work. Alright, so these are the seats I'm slapping in my El Camino. And in order to get these in, this is what I'm gonna need. The sheet metal, a couple of cutting wheels, make sure it's the thin one. Then I also got a thick one too. A couple screws, washers, some extra screws and washers. Drill, make sure you get the right bit. You gotta get the one that drill through steel. And the grinder. Pretty much all I'm gonna need to get these seats up in here. Flip this on the back. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this off. Then I'm gonna cut this one off right here. I want this little thing sticking out. And then you got two little nipples on here. I'm gonna cut this back one off. And then I'm gonna drill a hole through here so that I can have a hole on this side. This one already got a hole, so I ain't tripping on it. And then the front don't have no holes to drill through neither. But I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do in order to get the front mounted down. Do that, cut y'all back on. Alright y'all, so I got the thing cut off right here. And I got this one cut off right here. And I got the hole drilled on this side. So this one I'm gonna mount it down now. I'm gonna mount it down with a screw through here and through here. Make sure you keep these hooks on, because these hooks is what you're gonna need to mount it down in the front. I'm gonna go on and test fit it in the car and make me a little template out of cardboard to make a little adapter type bracket or whatever you want to call it in order to mount the fronts down. And you're also gonna need to make another bracket for the back. One of these sides. I think it's gonna be that side. No, it's gonna be this side. But I'm show y'all exactly what I'm talking about after I get this seat sitting in the car. Now these seats is different from the seats I got in the Monte Carlo. These later model Camaro seats, the harness is different on them. So I'm not sure which one of these wires it is. to make the seat move. I tried it with the driver's seat, but I couldn't figure out which wire. Cause usually it's just a hot in the ground. I thought it was gonna be this thick red, and it's a thick black right next to it. I thought if I just tapped into those two right there, it'll give me power to the seats, but it ain't. So, I'm just gonna have to cut the wires to the motor and adjust the seat that way. And then once I get it adjusted how I want it, it's just gonna have to stay that way. These buttons on the side ain't gonna work in the El Camino, but I ain't really tripping on it. Let's cut these wires, splice them to this harness, that way I can slide these rails up and I can get a good cut on my template for this mount I'm gonna have to make. I got these test leads, got the other side hooked up to the battery. I'm gonna hook it up to the seats and just make the rails come up so that I can have room to kind of fuck with it once I get it in the car. And just in case y'all don't know, you can just hook these up to any one of these wires. It don't matter which crisscross way you do it. Only difference is if you hook it up one way, it'll go forward. If you crisscross them, it'll go backwards. So that's the way that works. All right, I got my little piece of cardboard. What you're gonna want to do is just put it up against these little hooks right here. It's gonna fall over on me. Put it up against these hooks right here and just push down on it like this. It's gonna leave these two little indentions in here. Once you get them two little indentions, you just wanna cut a little hole right there. I'm gonna use the corner of this sheet metal. You can use a razor blade or whatever. Just wanna, you know what? I'm gonna use a razor blade. All right, you wanna cut a little slit right where you made those indentions at. Once you get the little slits on there, you're gonna slide it over the hooks like this. Boom. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna put the seat in the car. That way, once you get the seat in the car, you can see where the screw gonna line up with this right here, because this is gonna be the sheet metal. And so wherever the screw lines up, you're gonna poke a little hole in here. Then once you get the hole poked in here and lined up with the screw on the floor, you're gonna take this back off. You're gonna sit it over your little sheet metal like this. I'm gonna put it on the other side. And then you're just gonna cut it out, boom, like that. You're gonna cut two little slits in it with the grinder, and then drill a hole where you got the hole marked at. And then you'll have a piece of sheet metal that kind of looks exactly to the cardboard template. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. I'm just giving y'all a rundown on what I'm about to do. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Get the cardboard, push it down on here like this real hard. There you get these little indentions right here. Come over with the razor blade. Just come over with the razor blade, just open it up a little bit. Push it up on there like that. Now we're gonna sit it in the car. See exactly what we gotta do. Cut y'all back on once I get it in the car. Alright y'all, so I got the seat in the car and shit, they looking good sitting in there, I ain't gonna lie. I got this one mounted in. Now I'm doing this one. It's the passenger seat I've been showing y'all. But anyway, once you get it in here, if you already had bucket seats in your car, or if you had the split bench in your car, then you're gonna have a mount. You're gonna have screws coming out the floor on this side and on this side. But me, I had the one-piece bench in here, so I only got screws right here. I don't have screws in the middle right here. So if you got screws on both sides, like this coming out the floor, you're just gonna get the cardboard and you're gonna push it down on that screw until it make a little indentation in it. You can kind of see it right here. And you're gonna wanna do the same thing on this side. But mine don't have the screw on this side. So I'm just gonna drill a hole in here and drill through the floor and put me a screw in there with a big washer on the bottom and put a nut on the bottom, and that's how I'm gonna mount this side. But on this side, I'm gonna drill the hole right here so I can just screw the bolt on here and use the little factory spot. This one, you gotta drill a hole in the right spot. On this one, it doesn't even really matter where you drill the hole at, because you're gonna be making your own location for the hole on the floor. So we're gonna do those for the front, and then once we get done with the front, show y'all how to do the back. All right, so this is the template for the sheet metal I'm gonna cut out. It's a little big, so I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. I'm gonna cut it like this much off the top. And probably cut just a little bit off the side. That way this piece don't be so big when I cut it out in metal. I'm gonna mark it up real quick and cut y'all back on. All right, so this is the template. I'm gonna mark it on here like this, and then I'm gonna just put the pin through this little slit, mark a little mark right here, mark a little mark right here, put this through here, put a little hole right there, draw a line down the side, and then I'm gonna have my little bracket ready. Show y'all how I'm gonna do that in just a minute. All right, I got it all marked out. It's a little light, but you can still see it. So I'm finna go hit this with the grinder and the drill, and then I'm gonna show y'all what it look like. All right, first I'm gonna cut 2 slits in the bottom. All right, after I get the slits cut in the bottom, I'm gonna take this little skinny wheel off, and then I'm gonna use that thick one I showed y'all earlier. This one right here. I'm gonna use this one just to open them holes up a little bit more, so them hooks can fit up. The hooks on the bottom of the seat can fit right up in there. Alright, that ought to be big enough right there. I'm gonna take this big wheel back off, put the skinny wheel back on here. That way when I get ready to cut it, I have this ready for me. Before I do that, I'm gonna get the drill. I'm just gonna drill this little hole out on the top. There we go. Now I'm ready to cut it. Make sure you put your slits in your hole in there before you cut it. Make it a little bit easier. Might be a little hot, it ain't that hot. Now I'm just gonna clean it up. All this little metal is on the side. It's kinda hot. There you go. That's the bracket right there. Let's go see how this works. Alright, we're gonna slap it on here. Alright. That's on there. Let's see if it line up pretty good. It look a little off, but we finna see. It's almost on there. Alright. Look like I might have a little bit of this in the way. This wall, the floor kind of come up right here, and it's kind of in the way a little bit. So I'm gonna cut some of this off right here. And then I'm gonna try to put it back on again. Cause it's basically on there, but it just won't go down because of this right here. So cut that, and then I'm gonna cut y'all back on. All right, I got this one in there. It's mounted down pretty good. Now I'm gonna go do this one for this passenger side in the front. And then once I get those both on there, it's gonna be on to the back. Mount it down in the back. But it's looking good so far. Alright, I got this passenger side one on there. I got this one bolted down. Now I gotta go ahead and get me a hole through the floor. Ready for the criticism on this, but here we go. And put this drill through here like that. Straight down through the floor. That's it right there. Once I got that hole in the floor, put me a washer on here like this. The screw on here. Push it down through the floor. Let's see if I can find that hole. There we go. Put that down through the floor right there. Let me go grab some vice grips. Alright, I got the vice grips. And put these on here like that. That way I can get up under the car and screw the bolt on the bottom without having to worry about the screw keep spinning on me on the top, and I don't need nobody up here to hold it. So I'm gonna crawl up under there, put this nut on the bottom along with this washer, and then that'll be it for the front. The front will be mounted down. All right, y'all, I'm back here on the back. Let me show you. I'm gonna step out real quick. On this outside little bracket closer to the door, so get you another little piece of cardboard. I'll make another little template. You're gonna stick this cardboard over these two screws that come up off the floor until you can just poke two holes in them like that. Put the cardboard on there, and then you're gonna drop I got the seat sitting on a spray can bottle just so it's like raised up for me. Then you're gonna let the seat down a little bit on top of it. I'm gonna mark the hole right here. Then once I got my hole marked, I'm gonna take the template out and cut me a piece of metal. Cut y'all back on when I do that. Alright, we got it cut out. And we lift the seat back up. Alright, I got the bolts on there. See if this one line up. This one's pretty good. Put the screw through here. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna put the screw through here. Put this on the bottom. But first, before I put the screw through here, I just want to make sure it line up. I'm gonna tighten these bolts up all the way, and then I'm gonna tighten this one down, and then we just got the last one to go. Alright, y'all, I got this one in and the two fronts in, so we just got this last one over here. And with that one, I'm gonna use this screw right here to hold it in with these washers. But we going straight through the floor. Put this down through this hole right here. Just like that. We in now. I'm gonna go underneath the car with this washer and this bolt. First, I'm gonna clamp the vice grips on here though, the tall way. Let me grab them. Clamp these vice grips on here like this. That way it could hold it. I'm gonna put this washer on the bottom. Alright, I just got from up under the car, tightening it up, and boy, when I tell you these seats is in here, they in here. Feel like they came in here. So that's it for the video, man. Let me know what y'all think.